First rates are in and it is off to the races for the IT sector. TCS 2.5% up. The market giving it a big thumbs up on the beat that's come in. All of its peers, Wipro, LTIMindtree, Infosys, Tech Mahindra, even HCL Tech, which is expected to show a drop in revenue today sequentially. Even that stock's up about 1%. So IT is very strong. Some of the PSUs are starting off positive. Coal India, BPCL and ONGC are continuing the good work from yesterday. There's some buying on L&T. So this is where the top side of the screen is. And the start isn't in line with what the pre-open was telling us, about 70 points higher.
Absolutely. And, building on to our gains, right? Building on to the gains that we've seen for the last many days. So apart from TCS, there's LTIMindtree, Wipro, Infosys, as you pointed out. Also, let's look at Reliance Industries because it comes out with numbers, next week on Friday. So Reliance ahead of that is up in the green. In the ACC Ambuja also in focus, so keep that on your radar. But in the broader markets, plenty of stocks actually. There's SCI, SR Shipping, RCF, SJVN, Oil India. Nimesh was talking about that, 3% higher on Oil India. Z Media up almost about 2%. You have Geo Financial Services in the green. Federal Bank, NMDC Steel, Z Entertainment, there's a board meeting coming up. IRDA, Hoodco, NHPC, all trending in the green right now. But really the stock of the moment is TCS. It's providing the support for the market this morning and making sure that the Nifty cruises past the 24,300 mark. So looking pretty good, but gaining a little bit of ground. And a couple of other frontliners that do deserve mention this morning. L&T is one of them, up about 0.5% and gaining some ground. Titan, Bajaj Auto, ONGC are a couple of other stocks. What's dragging this morning is Maruti, down about 1.5%. M&M has been in the red for the last couple of days, so let's see whether there's any traction over there. HDFC Life, Apollo Hospitals, HDFC Bank are a couple of other stocks. They're slightly muted, you'd have to say, but otherwise it's a really good start to trade.
Well, that's right. TCS has opened up in the green, and just take a look at what the mid-cap IT is doing. Emphasis up 5.5%. Coforge up close to around 3%. Persistem up close to 2%. So mid-cap IT, they're reading this as a positive going ahead. Overnight we got some hopes of rate cuts from the Fed, and also you have TCS's numbers, and mid-cap IT actually is the big mover today. Oil India, as Nimesh mentioned, that was the brokerage call of the day. Yesterday the stock ended at the high point of the day. Actually, it saw big buying in the last 2 days. The delivery as well is massive out there, and today it's building on to those gains as well. So that stock is up and about. A couple of stocks that are lower. IOC is down close to around 4% as we speak, so that's coming for some selling pressure. ABP India, I think there was a cautious brokerage note that came in overnight, so that's pulled back as well. But keep in mind, that's been one of the big winners. From the broader markets, HPL Electric, they won a big order. Yesterday the stock was flying away. Today it's up another 15%, and for the week, I'll tell you what, that one's up more than 40%. SCI, another stock that yesterday did very well. The street is hoping that there will be some divestment movement out there. It's up another 10%, SCI, and for the week it's up more than 35%. Even SCI Land is up close to 6%. For the week it's up more than 20%. So some of these stocks are moving very well. And IRDA is just moving from strength to strength. On the first day of listing, I recall the stock went to more than 100 rupees. Then it paused at around the 200 rupee odd mark. And for this month itself, IRDA has seen a big gain. IRDA is up 50% in this month. So that's the kind of move that we've seen. IRDA, pull up Hoodco, that was the other one that did very well yesterday. So that stock as well, I think, was higher in pre-open. Let's see what it's doing. Hoodco should come up for you on the screen, guys.
Well, some more names. Raymond, which is going through the process of that demerger of the real estate business, up about 4%. Nava up about 4%. By the way, on shipping, SCI, of course, is really taking the cake, as Nigel pointed out. Some of the other names as well, and that's why you have to be a little cautious when all kinds of shipping names, including SR Shipping, is up and about. Anything to do with shipping. Remember, our sister channel Awaaz had reported that the budget could set up a shipping fund, a Harit Nauka fund, and this could have a corpus of anywhere between 15,000 20,000 crores, and therefore more work, more orders for these companies perhaps, and cheaper access to funds. That's the most important thing, and that's got some of them excited. Memphis is, of course, 4.5%, retaining that upside. Now, let's, we didn't discuss what's pulling down the Nifty, because after starting 70 points higher, there's a bit of a cool-off. And what's pulling things down, one, as I mentioned, there's still some uncertainty over what is the UP government's ultimate policy with respect to any incentives for hybrids. First, they said absolutely no road tax on hybrid vehicles. Now, I think there's some rethink, and maybe they'll announce some caps or thresholds in terms of the pricing of the vehicle or the size of the vehicle. So that's leading to some correction on stocks like Maruti. There is a bit of a cool-off on some pharma names like Divis and Sun Pharma. And of course, the biggest culprit is the Bank Nifty once again. It's not falling, the Bank Nifty, but it is that one red tinge that we've got on the screen. Yeah, those are the pharma names. Nifty Bank is down a little bit. Let me check HDFC Bank before we move on. Yeah, that is a big one, down about 0.3%. And even ICICI, this is a repeat of yesterday. These two big boys were the ones that were dragging their feet even yesterday, while the others had recovered. SBI, for instance, it's just that yesterday's trade continuing. SBI is still positive, but it is HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank that are the key watch points from a bull's perspective.
Also, a couple of stocks I wanted to mention. Zomato, by the way, I know we've talked about that ad nauseum, but it's at a fresh high today. And it's had a phenomenal year, right? I mean, we're just not even into 7 months of the year. And Zomato is now up almost 76%. So big moves coming in there. Fresh high on Zomato. IRDA is the other one, a darling of the market. Fresh high on IRDA this morning. Almost at 300 rupees now. Huge 200% gain this year on IRDA. And the market cap of IRDA now is almost 80,000 crores. So these are two stocks that I just wanted to mention, Zomato and IRDA, picking up a lot of pace this morning.
Absolutely. I mean, there's been just absolutely no stopping these PSUs.